My name is Leona Moore, and I have curly hair. Shh, shh, it's a secret in case you can't tell. So normally, I would not want to make a video under these circumstances. I would not want to have my hair like this, because society has taught me that my hair is not beautiful, that my hair is ugly. I remember being a kid on the playground, and they used to call me Medusa. You know the story of Medusa with snakes coming out of her hair. So that's a very common name I think little black girls are faced with on the playground. Oh, your hair looks like snakes. Your hair looks like snakes. Whether it's curly hair or braids. So not only have I been bullied for having curly hair, but just like we talk about representation matters, and blacks have not really been represented in the media, and if they have, it's always as like criminals and convicts. Uh, Curly hair hasn't really been in the media. There's not too many characters with curly hair, and then even when they tend to be on television, even in the 21st century, often if you see what it is referred to as like the Carlton is a black man who is white enough for TV. So usually the black people you see on TV are whitewashed. They're what white it's like the black man with the white palette. So and there's a lot of that. Like so assimilation is actually a really unfair and awful thing to do to a group of people in culture, because there's this period in the United States of America where black women who were mixed biracial and actually do probably to rape, they would try to pass as white, which meant they would chemically treat their hair, if not just wear a wig, and then they were bleaching their skin, which is something that can still be seen in the world. Women trying to lighten their skin. In fact, even in the Philippines and Thailand, this is a very common practice with Asian women. With that being said, curly hair has quite a history. Um, uh, Internationally, there used to be, and actually more American wise, there used to be this woman named Angela Davis. Her story actually I have wrote on my computer, and maybe I should open it up and share with you about Angela Davis, but here's a brief synopsis. Angela Davis was just a black woman doing her thing. She actually was like a professor, and people still said she was a radical. A radical for what? For standing up for herself, for standing up for her community in a world that was heavily and highly racist. So ultimately, the government tried to say Angela Davis murdered someone. She didn't. She was acquitted of all the charges later. It didn't stop the fact that in the meantime, like everybody on the local police force was looking for her. So there was a period in American history where girls who look like Angela Davis, girls who look like me, were literally being locked up in jail simply for having curly hair. So, especially in American society, not only is it not seen in the mainstream, but curly hair has been criminalized. So when I say I normally wouldn't make a YouTube video looking like this, you have to understand it's actually a very brave thing for me to do, because I know this is not the standard of beauty. I find that I have a nice face, and I find that most people like my face, but I guarantee you, there's nobody in the audience sitting there thinking, "Man, that girl's attractive. I need some of that." But if I had my hair straightened, or if I had a wig on, the how people would perceive my attractiveness level would go way up. One, instead of looking, I don't know, kind of dykish or masculine, or a little bit masculine, I would look a little bit more Asian American, a little bit more feminine, and and yes, because of what the standard of beauty is, I guarantee you, if I had my hair straightened right now and it was like here or longer, you would definitely perceive me as like 4 or 6 points more attractive. And I bet there's a lot of internet trolls out there, and there's just like a lot of mean spirited people. But because my hair is not straight and long right now, like I'm sure a lot of you thought, is that a boy? And also, we just already talked about the standard of beauty. You're not like thinking about how attractive I am. Not only is it a look that is considered unattractive, it's also a look that has been criminalized, and it's also a look that has been deemed pretty much unprofessional across the board. Another thing black women has to deal with is like it is very hard for our hair to be in regs. And in fact, the military has really racist hair policies, which maybe I'll talk about in its own video, because in a way, the racist practice that are ingrained in the military, they really need to come to a light. And one of them is hair policy. Like, obviously, my hair is really short right now, but you can see it has a lot of volume. To tell you the truth, I could put a whole tub of gel in my hair and it would spring back up. I remember, let's just say I did ROTC. I have some experiences with the military, and trying to keep my hair in regs was a nightmare. Even when I was using like the Gotta Be gel, it it just like one little curl would pop up, which meant I had someone cussing me out. And I could never be a good cadet just because of the hair. And I've actually, one of the reasons my hair is short right now is because I've even just shaved off all of my hair because my curly hair is like fairly unmanageable. And like, I'm someone who doesn't mind experimenting with my look. Like, maybe I'll show some pictures of me in this video. And I first of all, when I have curly hair, I like to have it a lot longer. But it's cut short right now because I dyed my hair red and when I was in South Korea. And when I went to get it cut, the person was like, "Girl, this hair is falling off." I was like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" He's like, "I would just start over." And I'm brave enough to start over, so I just started over, and I'm waiting for my hair to grow back. But in the meantime, having short hair, especially short curly hair, that means like, men are always like, "Oh my God, are you a boy?" It's like the length of my hair really the only thing that gives you a cue that I'm a female. Like the voice doesn't, the boobs don't, the skin doesn't, like the lips don't, the eyes don't. Like the only clue that you have that I'm a girl is the hair. Like, and so often boys will also be like, "You're a dyke, you look like a man," like when I have curly hair. And another reason for that I think goes back to representation, because there have been very few people who have curly hair like this in the media. And the ones who have been like Jimi Hendrix, they've been men. They've been men, like, and I can't even think of too many of them, to be honest. Like, I think of Jimi Hendrix, and if I'm like a black woman trying to think of examples of people who have curly hair, and like I can pretty much just think of Jimi Hendrix and Angela Davis. Like, that's not much representation. And Jimi Hendrix is a musician. Angela Davis was like a professor. So that's representation matters. Like, I can't think of too many people who look at me. Now, in this video, I sort of got like really deep and political because like it's hard for me not to just represent my own experience and my own wisdom, my own knowledge, and my own life. But I also wanted to talk to like 13-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds who are like being bullied on the playground. Like, you don't look like them. People are definitely going to be, people are definitely going to be, that's just how people are. And you can think all day, because they are. But at the end of the day, like, hopefully you can find the beauty in you. Like, for me, I'm just going to be honest, even as a grown person who is no longer a child, I have a love-hate relationship with my hair. Like, this is not the preferred style. Like, I've had it dyed blonde before, and I quite like it when it's blonde. I think it looks really good when it's blonde. And I've also, obviously, when it's longer, I like it more. I think it looks quite good when it's long. So this is not how I would style my hair curly typically. Like I said, it's growing back, but even as a grown woman, I've had a love-hate relationship with my hair. And it's because, sometimes curly hair looks cool. Come on, Jimi Hendrix. But other times, the world will use your curly hair as a way to bully you, criminalize you, make you feel bad and unprofessional. That's a fact. And like, I've worked in companies and they've come up to me and they said, "Can you please not make your hair so boom boom?" And and this was when I was abroad and they didn't even have the word for curly hair, and it's actually very factual and very possible. That not only have they never seen a person with curly hair on TV, but they certainly have never seen a person with curly hair in real life. So they didn't even have a word for curly hair, and they're like, "Can you please not make your hair so boom boom?" And then that's another thing is people, we do live in a society that even if it's made up of mixed races, the one thing that most like Indians, Asians, whites have in common is the majority of the people in their population do have straight hair. So the one thing is like curly hair is definitely a minority thing. And it's even more of a minority thing than being Hispanic or Mexican or Indian or because like most of these other ethnicities, in fact, have straight hair, and if they do have curly hair, it's like the really loose waves that I wouldn't even consider curly hair. So that is definitely something to consider. That like the world is like probably like actually over 90% straight hair dominated. So like straight haired people don't understand it. Like I literally have had people who like they actually think I take the time to make my hair this way. Like they don't understand it grows out of my head this way. And then like the thing is like even if I try to conform to assimilation and in society's standard of beauty, which I do, it's first of all it's expensive. Like black girls everywhere will tell you, like if you're really trying to keep up on your hair and be proactive about your hair, it could cost you anywhere between $200 and $600 a month. Like I went when I was in Columbus, I accidentally drove my car to a homeless shelter, and I was like, "What is going on? This is like a third world country or something over here." And it was to be honest, a lot of black people. I think a lot of them probably were immigrants who were down on their luck. And one of the things that was definitely happening, is that they um, their hair was a mess. Like if you think, whoa, I don't like Lion's hair right now. Like I really don't like what's going on with Lion's hair right now. Like if you think like this hair is unprofessional, and if you think this hair makes me look like a crackhead, and you think this hair is criminal, and you think this hair is not beautiful, you should have seen the way these girls are looking. Like in the black culture, people actually say I have a nice curl pattern. They say I have nice hair, and but there's I'm gonna butcher it. I'm probably if anybody watches this video, I might get some shade from some people in my community have different hair textures because we also have different hair textures, rougher, more Brillo, even tighter curls. And and then there's some girls who it's just like just sticks up straight like a broom brush or something. I'm sure you've seen it, but like I was thinking, it's probably going to be very hard for a lot of these women to get jobs simply because of their hair. And I was thinking, actually, probably a good thing to do for black women in the shelters is to give them wigs. I wear wigs from time to time. One of the reasons I wear wigs from time to time is because, like, sometimes I want to let my hair breathe. I want to let my hair grow out. And, like, if I'm processing it, dyeing it, it's falling out and it's getting real close to where I'm going to have to be bald headed again. So sometimes wigs are a good option because you can just throw them on. Also, like, I had these braids in there, really fantastic looking, but they were heavy, they were itchy, and my neck felt like it was going to break off, so I was very uncomfortable with that hairstyle, and I had to take it out. But, like, I do like playing with my look. I think probably one of the best parts about being a woman of color is that you play with your hair. And you look cool. Like you can look like 10 people, I've looked a lot like Tinkerbell before, and I like that look. I've also looked like some sort of sapphire comic book hero. I've also just looked like fresh off the African boat, and I've also looked like Medusa, I guess, the girl with the snake hair and the stone eyes. And all these things are fine. All these things are fine. I guess like really what I wanted to say about curly hair is like don't be afraid to embrace your natural beauty. Um, you know, I wish that my hair was more grown out so you can see that having an afro can look really cool and really fantastic, even sexy, and also beautiful. This is not the preferred style, like I would already say. I wish I could show you some better afro styles. But also, being born with an afro does put a target on your back for bullying. So what I would say is like, sticks and stones will break my bones, and words do hurt. And as soon as I started to get bullied, to be honest, I'd be a snitch, and I would go tell my teacher about it. And I have seen, I hate when there's only like one black kid at the school. Because that usually means they are getting bullied somewhere in the background. They're being told like their skin looks like poop and their hair looks like snakes, and And like personally, I have a friend whose daughter is like the only one at a black school, and she definitely gets bullied. And when it was brought to the teacher's attention, she she just didn't handle it well. Like, you know, like teachers need to step in with bullying. Like a teacher is mostly a facilitator of learning, which means the environment first and foremost to begin the learning process needs to be safe. And bullying is not okay in the school. So like, yes, if little girls and little boys were torturing me on the playground, I would be like, you know what? These people are obviously not my friends. They're obviously my bullies. And I would go snitch. I would get my teacher involved. And then if for whatever reason your teacher is like one of those douchebag teachers, that might actually be racist herself, I would get my mommy involved, okay? And that's what I would do. I would tell that I'm being bullied. You know, and then I would try to find role models. I would try to find representation for myself. Like, you know, like one of the reasons I'm making this video is because like as I'm getting older, I realize there's so much about my life that society has taken away from me and try to make me feel ashamed about, like the hair. like why do I gotta listen to people tell me that I'm not an attractive female because of my hair? Like, first of all, you're not an attractive male to me, but I have enough dignity to not make our relationship about your appearance. You know, so like, first of all, people who are just trying to make you feel bad about your appearance anyway are not really worth talking to. You Because, like, you know, the truth is looks do fade. We all get old. We all This is the flesh is material. It fades. What does matter is what's in the mind, the heart, and the soul. That doesn't mean I don't like looking fresh to death. Of course I like getting my hair done. Of course I like putting on makeup. But I'm not always gonna look like I walked out of a magazine. And I think like one thing I want to do with my YouTube channel is I do want to show how I look when I'm just like waking up and being goofy. And I also want to show how I look when I'm being fantastically gorgeous. Because, you know, I can do both, you know, I really can. And, but yeah, if representation matters and I'm always making my hair straight, I'm never making curly haired videos, then I'm part of the problem. Because there are little girls in the world who look like me and they do need YouTubers like me to be like, this is how I look, and to make videos where I look this way. So like, representation matters, and this is how I look. This is how I look. I'm sorry that a lot of YouTubers don't look like me, but it's still really unfair that black little girls everywhere and girls with curly hair everywhere never get to see YouTubers who look like me. So like, this is for this is for people with curly hair, you know what I mean? And you know, and I would try to embrace yourself and I would try to love yourself, but also there's nothing wrong with experimenting with your look. I think standing up for who you are, because representation matters, is like a great thing to do. But still, just for getting jobs, like hopefully by the, like, if you're little, if you're like 5 or 10 watching this, hopefully by the time you hit the job market, having hair that looks like mine is never going to keep you from having the job that you deserve, simply because you're brilliant, simply because you're nice, simply because you're really good at what you do, simply because you're the best candidate for the job. Hopefully that's never going to happen to you because you have curly hair. But it has happened to me. So I've learned to assimilate. I've learned for certain jobs I should put a wig on. I've learned that. And am I mad about it? Maybe a little bit. But at the end of the day, I like being a shapeshifter and a chameleon. I probably will do some acting. And it's good that I can actually represent a multitude of races because, like I said, the hair can really change your whole appearance, you know. I can look very different depending on my hair. You know, but if you like this video, please click subscribe. Representation matters. My name is Leon Amore Brave. My name is Leon Amore Brave. I am probably gonna end up doing a lot of really cool things. I've already done a lot of cool things. But now I have aspirations to write. I've already been writing, but I want to do it more seriously, get some books out there. Now I have aspirations to make an album. I've already been messing with music, but I want to do it more seriously. Now I have aspirations to get my YouTube popping. I've already been messing with YouTube, but as a hobby, I want to do it more seriously. Now I have aspirations to get back into painting and drawing. I've already painted and drawn and sold my artwork, but I've been out of that market for a long time because I've been teaching and traveling. I want to get back into that and do it more seriously. Representation matters. I would like to make more films. I'd like to work with other creators and collaborators. So this is not, if this is the first you've heard from me, it won't be the last. I'm definitely gonna make a lot of content, and I'm definitely gonna be representation in this world for women of color, little girls of color, people with curly hair. My name is Leona More Brave. Please subscribe to my channel.